Very good morning to you, ladies and gentlemen. It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the opening ceremony of AERO South Africa 2024. This is the fourth edition and my personal third time to witness the inauguration of this event. And it's my great pleasure to note that we have an increasing number of exhibitors from around the world and an increasing interest from visitors from across Africa. It was always our ambition to create a Southern African general aviation event that will eventually grow to attract visitors from the entire continent. And patiently, step by step, we will achieve this goal. It takes a lot of stamina, but we've got that, and we're willing to invest in this show and to make it the African general aviation event. There are a number of exhibitors who have participated and believed in AERO South Africa from day one, and we pledge to you and to all our other exhibitors that we will tirelessly continue to improve and reach the importance of this event so that you have your main annual hub to touch base with your clients, with your suppliers, your industry peers, and policymakers. To our attendees, it is the unique annual opportunity to see the broadest general aviation offering, be it for aircraft, for parts, for accessories or services. In addition to the products, the networking and knowledge exchange, the career opportunities, and the meetings with friends in the aviation industry make attending the event worthwhile every time.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor and a privilege to represent the city of Tshwane at this opening function of the AERO SA 2024, the General Aviation Exhibition hosted by Messe Frankfurt, South Africa, at this wonderful venue which we call the Wonderboom Airport. Now, firstly, I want to thank and extend a special word of thanks to Messe Frankfurt, led by the director, the managing director, Mr. Michael Dehn. I think we all know him, but for the trust that they have in our country and also in this wonderful city, the city of excellence. The aerospace and defense sectors are well established within the city of Tshwane. Now, Tshwane is the home to the leading aerospace companies, with most based in the aerospace triangle between Wonderboom Airport, the Centurion Aerospace Village, and also with the CSIR. But with this exhibition, the aviation industry is bound to reach greater heights, and it all happens here in this wonderful sunshine city. The AERO South African 2024 Trade Exhibition has recorded the highest number of young people. This is why we're standing for economic development, who registered to attend. It has also recorded the highest number of exhibitions, especially the aircrafts that you're seeing around you, and the highest number of pre-showed registered visitors since the inception. We therefore have a reasonable expectation that AERO SA 2024 will be the best edition since 2019. I think this year is going to be number one out of all these other years. It should therefore be clear to any aviation-related investor that in sub-Saharan South Africa, this city is your most viable option to establish your company's aviation footprint. This city is fully committed towards supporting you in meeting your aviation goals. The exhibition is purely business to showcase and display their latest best products and innovations to the general aviation community. Then lastly, ladies and gentlemen, the city of Tshwane takes pride in hosting the largest business-to-business trade aviation exhibition on the continent here at Wonderboom Airport.
It's my privilege and pleasure to address you this morning. In fact, it feels quite strange that I've been invited to present this keynote to this premier business-to-business trade show for general aviation, as I'm most ensconced in the airline segment and have been for the past 32 plus years. General aviation is the root of the aerospace industry, and as such, it is particularly important to the airline industry, and indeed an honor for me to be here. I often pinch myself when I think back to my early days. I suppose that the true origins were while at Wits University and Wits Flying Club, I ended up as passenger of a friend who became a friend. His name is Mike Fagan, who was accumulating hours in a little Cessna 172. Off we went to the Drakensberg to go and have a look at the snow. That was 48 years ago. And that's when the scent of avgas on a fresh winter morning overpowered my sensibility. It piqued my fascination and awakened a fantasy. Whilst I yearned to fly at the outset, it took 10 more years to realize the dream in a tiny Grumman American Tiger, one crisp July morning exactly 38 years ago. It's hard to believe that today I have the privilege of curatorship of Airlink, a homegrown airline that operates a fleet of 66 Embraer regional jet aircraft, offering 85,000 flights per year and now employing 2,800 staffers, including 400 pilots. AERO South Africa is our calling today. This event serves as a platform for general aviation companies from around the world to engage in business, forge relationships, and explore the latest developments in the international general aviation landscape, with the objective of facilitating connections between the global general aviation industry and the African market. Air transportation opens and connects markets, facilitating trade and enabling local firms to link into regional and global supply chains. Enhancing air connectivity can encourage investment and improve business efficiency. Intra-Africa air access must be developed, and the precursor to establishment of scheduled air services is liberalization. The history demonstrates a pedestrian pace of change, and the present identifies that unfettered access is not about to materialize anytime soon. General aviation is also the feedstock for the global airline system, and South Africa is at the forefront of the pipeline in our ability to produce world-class pilots and feed them into key regions such as the Middle East, Emirates, Fly Dubai, Etihad, Qatar, and more recently Riyadh Air, the Far East, All Nippon Airlines, Japanese Airlines, Cathay and Air Hong Kong, and Europe, Ryanair and Wizz, these being main destinations. South African pilot training facilities are in high demand for training from ab initio right through to frozen airline transport pilot licensed crew, with type rating on narrow body types. Training isn't limited to air crew and engineers. Africa has a young population and high unemployment, and as such presents a potential source of highly skilled human capital. Africa has a fast-growing airline industry which requires skilled human capacity in every facet. Piecing the puzzle together presents opportunities for consideration at this forum. Wonderboom Airport and its users are well positioned to reinvent and repurpose in accordance with needs. Envision an aerospace campus, a university offering globally recognized qualifications supported by superb infrastructure, hospitality including accommodation, incredible weather, and uncluttered airspace. This is unique. Imagine flight training facilities well equipped with modern training platforms, maintenance that doubles as AME apprentice training, firefighting, ditching, cabin training, and an adjoining campus dedicated to an aerospace faculty with all amenities and facilities coupled to a battery of hostels to accommodate students from all over the world, with restaurants and food outlets on site. I trust that AERO South Africa will provide you with a platform that will meet your expectations, in fact, that will exceed your expectations, provide you with the opportunity to network, to convey your unique proposition, to display your metal and your hardware, to gain meaningful market traction, to enjoy the South African hospitality, to achieve a significant return on your investment and to make indelibly etched, marvelous memories. I thank you for listening.
As a city, we are quite excited to co-host this International General Aviation Exhibition for the 4th time. As the city's chairperson of Roads and Transport, I can say that the aviation industry supports and confirms our objective of fostering strategic alliances that facilitates investment and market access. For this reason, I would like to express my gratitude to Messe, Frankfurt, South Africa's owners, the city of Frankfurt in Germany, and especially Mr. Michael Dehn for choosing the Vonnerbloem Airport to host this event for the 4th time. As the host city, we firmly think that this event will open doors in the aerospace sector and enable youth and upcoming companies in the aviation sector to continue to look for methods of collaboration and success. It's time we take aviation to the next level, starting off from South Africa and starting off from Vonnerbloem Airport. Let us enjoy the exhibition for the next 3 days.
Hello, Salome. It's nice to see you here at AERO South Africa. It's lovely to see the Aero Club represented here, and you are a representative of the Aero Club. What is your opinion of this show?
Thank you very much. It is a great honor to be here, and I'm really amazed at all the guys that's doing the exhibits today, and it's really, really looking very good.
So standing to Salome's right is the famous Captain Carl Jensen. Now, of course, we know he's famous because he worked as a pilot for South African Airways for so many years and retired as a 747 captain. Since I left SAA, unfortunately at the age of 60, where I still hadn't peaked yet, I still haven't, but I've involved myself with general aviation, especially the recreational aviation side. And I find it's absolutely invigorating and encouraging others and giving motivation to get involved in this absolute amazing aviation industry, where there are just fine people, fine humans, and also to be involved with technology like here at AERO South Africa. What is on display here is absolutely terrific. I'm really enjoying it, and I wish AERO South Africa all the best, and may it continue long. Gavin, I understand this beautiful aircraft behind you, it's in immaculate condition, and you're busy marketing, you're selling it.
That's correct, yes. First time at the air show that we decided to actually bring some aircraft to sell. Previous years we just brought some bigger jets in for static display, but we've got 4 aircraft that are on show for sale.
And Justin, you're also part of the sales team, aren't you?
Getting into it a little bit. I'm more focused on the safety of the company, but slowly but surely trying to get into it.
I mean, how are you involved with the lovely ExecuJet team?
So these are my customers. I supply them with fuel worldwide. Without our fuel, they can't operate. So we have great negotiations with them or partnership with them to fuel the aircraft.
So you basically, it doesn't matter where a business jet's flying up through Africa or where they're going to land, you make sure the fuel is ready and waiting for the jet.
Correct.
At a good rate.
Yes, at a good rate.
At a good rate.
We've got contracts worldwide, so yes, we make sure everything is ready and waiting for them on arrival.
Yes, it's always nice being here. We've been involved from the first one, like you said. For us, it's not only about visitors to the expo. It's a lot of the exhibitors are our clients. So it's great spending 3 full days with them, have a nice cold beer after a long day in the sun, chatting to everybody. So that's for us the main thing, is just cementing relationships with existing clients, and then yes, talking to a few new ones here. As you mentioned, this is it's a general aviation expo basically, and we are very involved in general aviation, especially on the grassroots level. You've seen us at all the events and all the shows. So we love supporting the events, and we love to give back to the industry.
So, like Rion touched on basically everything, but yes, it's a good networking opportunity to see our existing and then potentially new clients as well. There's everything here from our actual existing clients to finance houses that we also deal with on a day-to-day basis. So it's a very good opportunity to see everybody outside of an office space.
Thanks, Athel. Yeah, we've tried our best to be at all the shows and all the events, obviously with Garmin and the support that we get from them. The show is expanding. We're seeing a lot more general aviation people. Garmin come all the way from Europe to come and support our local aviation industry. So it's always great to have them around, and Sentry is always great. We're always happy to support the industry going forward.
Yeah, well, it's always a pleasure to be there in South Africa, you know, Athel, and yeah, it's a great opportunity to come see the customers, obviously, but also come see our partners. Century has been a historical partner of Garmin for many, many years now. So yeah, it's really good to see them, see how it goes, what they're working on. So it's always really good to be down on the field and understand what's happening in South Africa.
How many times have you been down to Africa for these kind of events?
Well, a couple times now, right? So I think personally joined Garmin about 8 years ago now. So I've been there every year since, except during the COVID period, right? But yeah, we try our best to be there at least once a year to attend those shows. As I said, it's really important for us to be down on the field and get that feedback from our customers, but also from our dealers. It's difficult for us to be everywhere. That's why we also have to rely on people like Clinton and the Centuries team to be in Zimbabwe, to be in Botswana, to represent us during the year. But really, we do our best to at least come once a year. And it's probably all for fourth time at the show now there, Tyro, South Africa. So yeah, really good.
Wonderful again to see the Cirrus team standing here, and we've got a brand new Cirrus jet. That's the one on the right. And in the background is one of the newest Cirrus SR22s. Really such a pleasure to have these aircraft at AERO South Africa. Tony, it's great to see you and your team here.
Well, we haven't been here for 2 years. We didn't come last year. It is good to be back, excited to see what the market thinks of the aircraft, and let's see if we can get some sales. Great aeroplane. There's no reason why we shouldn't.
How many SR22s are there in South Africa now?
In Southern Africa, we probably between 120 to 135. Majority is concentrated into South Africa. We've been fortunate in the past 3 years to bring in between 6 and 8 planes a year. Hopefully by December we'll definitely have about 5 or 6 of the new G7s, and we're positive because we're booked up until the third quarter of next year.
And Tony, this beautiful, that's all I can refer to it as, this absolutely amazing personal jet. How many of those have we got in South Africa?
Yeah, it's still an absolute joy to fly. Never a dull moment. We've got 3 currently based in South Africa. For the next year or so, we're hoping to get another 2 aircraft in. Yeah, it's an exciting aeroplane. It's a great aeroplane for Africa, a great aeroplane to commute. So yeah, big plans for it in the future.
And Alex, a final sort of word from you about the training side.
Yeah, thanks. It's a really important part of the business for us. You know, many years ago, the school started, I think, as a focus for from the sales side for owners who are buying planes to get trained on it. But obviously, being such a great aircraft, we've had so much demand from the general public to start their training on it, and it's been really successful. We're actually busy doing a full refurb of the fleet, getting new fleet colors and upgrades on some of the aircraft. So it's looking really good. We've had, I think the first 6 months of this year have been the busiest we've had in the last, since COVID. So it's looking really positive. We've got, people are really excited to learn how to fly on a really safe, modern aircraft. So yeah, a really great aeroplane to start your training off on. It's definitely tricky to learn, but it teaches you a different skill set. So it's going well for us.
Very nice to see you here at AERO South Africa, and it's your first time, I believe.
That's correct.
What's been your impression of the show so far?
To be honest, I haven't had much chance to walk around. I've been completely inundated with visitors to our chalet. I think it's a first for the kind of products that we have on display, both the drone and our mobile-based operation vehicle. So, but the general impression is it's good from what I've seen so far. Okay, so what we have here is our vertical takeoff and landing unmanned aircraft. This is an aircraft that we assembled here in South Africa, in Pretoria. It's an all-electric, meaning your vertical takeoff and landing plus your main thruster motor is all electric motors. The radio system that we put in place gives us a radio line of sight range of up to about 100 kilometers. We've got a flight endurance of up to 3 kilograms and a maximum payload capacity of 10 kilograms. I think going forward you are going to see a lot more drones or unmanned aircraft coming into the space. I think it's a natural transition that's happening in the aviation industry in general. I mean, if we start talking about air taxis and that class of drones, drones per se are going to become the norm going forward. So I'm sure you're going to see a lot more in future.
Speaking to Warren Massey, who is the owner of AirSport, and he's actually standing at his own aeroplane, the VL3. Warren, you've had this plane in South Africa for about 1.5 years now. How's it going?
Ethel, it's not a quick seller because of the price range, but it's a high-end aircraft. We've done 3 aircraft since the show, and we have another 2 on their way coming in. But so it's a beautiful performance aircraft, and it is a specialty market, full composite, and now with the new 916 engine, it's an absolute match in heaven with the performance ratio we have on it, the weight to performance ratio. So, we have an aircraft that can do a 180 TAS, which is it's really up there with the fastest of them. And even on this little aircraft, we did Bloemfontein from Cape Town in 4 hours. We were averaged, I think, over 145 knots, door to door, including takeoffs, letdowns, what have you. But it's an aircraft that cruises at a high speed very comfortably. I've flown a lot of aircraft in my life, and when they do start getting closer to the higher speed ranges, you can just feel the aircraft is a little in a discomfort zone from a point of view of, it's like I always say, like a bucky on a dust road. Whereas the VL3 is a very, very stable platform. With our Part 24 certification, we can do a full instrument IF package as well, which we do have 1 aircraft already with an IF. We got an order today, which we're just about to sign for a full IF with a GTN 750 package inside it as well, which is really great. And then just to complement our range, we've now brought out the FK9 Mark 6. Okay, the FK comes from a really long stable of aircraft from FK Aircraft in Germany. Peter Funk and his father, both aeronautical engineers, started FK years ago in the gliding side of things, and then they did the first FK, I think it's about 30 years ago. So we're now on Mark 6, which is their latest iteration, which we're going to be labeling the Raptor for marketing purposes in South Africa. It's come a long way since the Mark 3, 4 and 5 in that it's now a full composite, ballistic parachute. In the model we have here now, we've got a Garmin G3X, we've got a 507 autopilot, 35 kg luggage. It can be registered in the 600 kg LSA class or a maximum 645 under the standard ZU. Where I think it fitting in will be great here, Ethel, is it fits in price-wise under our VL3, but we're staying with the same composite modern technology, which is what I liked about it. It's an aircraft that can be configured in a tricycle or a tail dragger config. You can have yoke or stick, so it's absolutely perfect for a flying school who may want to have a glass cockpit, a standard steam instrument cockpit, one tail dragger. With that, they can do the full complementary training, of tail dragger. We've got constant speed propeller on it as well. So it fits into a really, really nice price range. And being composite, for flying schools on the coast, they don't have any issues with corrosion. But it's also just a really good cruiser for a personally owned aircraft. It's a 110 knot cruise. It's got a super efficient wing. They've expanded the cockpit into a 120 centimeter wide now, very spacious. They've done away with all the original crash bars, so she's got beautiful, beautiful visibility. So we really see it not in competition to the VL3, but a complementary aircraft to our VL3. As AirSport Aviation, I've also employed 2 young commercial pilots. So what we're wanting to offer our customers is the complete thing, and that is the training, flight training right from ab initio upwards. A new customer comes on board, we can train them in their own aircraft if they want, and then at a later stage, if they want to upgrade to a VL3, we have them in our stable as well.
I'd like to start with our organizer partners. First of all, Louis Orkes, our show director for AERO South Africa. Christian Mairana from ASP. And of course, Tobias Bretzel from AERO Friedrichshafen. But these are not the only partners that we have for this event. Of course, we have the city of Tshwane, who is our host city, who we are very thankful for providing us the location. And of course, we have also the venue, the Wonderboom National Airport. And we really would like to thank all of our partners for their cooperation so that we can host AERO South Africa here. Let's start with Louise, who would like to also say a few words, and I hand over to Louise now. Thank you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you to each and every exhibitor here today. The international ones, the local ones. Without you, AERO South Africa would not have taken place. Please give yourself a big round of applause. And then I've got a dedicated team behind me. Guys, thank you for everything you did. I appreciate every single message, every email. Thank you. And then I need to thank a very special team tonight, the Investec team. Diane, Roxy, Haley, and all the other members here from Investec. Thank you for tonight. This function would not be possible for your generous contribution tonight, and thank you for the sponsorship, and I'll send the forms for next year so long. And then I just want to give the opportunity to Diane to just say a few words quickly from Investec side.
Right, good evening. It's my absolute pleasure to be here this evening to join you all as a welcome to the AERO South Africa Exhibitors Function, which Investec has sponsored. My name is Diane Frey, and I head up the Asset Finance Division within Investec for Business. As you know, this is a premier event that the general aviation industry in South Africa is hosting, and it's just wonderful to see so many avid and passionate aviators and role players in this industry sharing a platform of this nature. In terms of Investec, I have been very excited to be able to partner for the first time with AERO at this particular event. Investec is a leading international bank, which many of you may be aware of, as well as a wealth manager. Traditionally, private bank has been our leading business arm, where we have pride ourselves on a professional and a high quality service to individuals. The bank has, over the last couple of years, embarked on a similar platform for business opportunities within the business banking space. And we have developed a number of platforms over the last couple of years. And it's important for everybody to know that we do have people and representatives from our different banking sectors. Thank you to you all for the opportunity for us to be part of this event.
Okay, here we are speaking to Airbus at AERO South Africa. And right from inception, for all 4 years, Airbus Helicopters has always supported AERO South Africa.
Actually really proud to be part of this show, and I know this show has been around for a few years and Airbus has attended it all those years. But for me it's the first time, and I'm really impressed by the atmosphere and the momentum around the show, the enthusiasm of the participants and the exhibitors, the visitors. It's good to see so many people interested in aviation, not just the senior and experienced ones, but also the young one, to be attracted, motivated, engaged, and to see the passion starting hopefully during the exhibit days of this show.
And I must congratulate you to have both of these beautiful helicopters on your show stand. We all know the B3. It's really the workhorse of Airbus helicopters. But this beauty that you're standing right behind you, who owns that one?
So we've got indeed the S350 B3, the H125 as it's called now, owned by the South African National Parks. This aircraft has been with them for close to 10 years, generating close to 4,000 flight hours. Indeed a workhorse, being used for anti-poaching, for animal controls. We are really proud of the missions that they're taking this aircraft for, and really proud that it can support them in this endeavor to protect nature. And this is really a good symbol of Airbus involved in sustainability missions. And on the other side, we've got the H130, owned by Northern Platinum, operated by Northern Platinum, used for to transport cargo from the mines. And again, another aspect of Airbus involved in security, safety, because we want to make sure that this precious cargo can be transported and delivered safely to where it's supposed to be.
Okay, we're speaking to National Airways Corporation, who are exhibiting here at AERO South Africa with a magnificent lineup of airplanes and jets, turboprops, and of course helicopters, with a Robinson 44 that I believe is brand new standing just behind you. JP, tell me how you feel about NAC's business and how it's gone over the past few years.
Thanks, Ethel. So we're doing very well. I think we've managed to weather all the challenges that are just going on in the market at the moment, and I'm talking the economic market, the aviation market. The South African aviation market seems to be shrinking. We're exporting more aircraft than we're bringing in. So we've definitely taken a more diversified view, and we're trying to make sure that all our pistons are firing, and not just sales or not just charter or not just maintenance. And across the board, both fixed wing and rotor wing. As you can see, we've bought a large smorgasbord of aircraft, and we try and be the large presence to support the Wonderboom Air Show. We're very critical about these shows in terms of whether it brings us any business. Obviously we want to be here for presence, but at the end of the day, you've got to show some of your wares and be able to provide a variety of aircraft for people to come and have a look at, and also for them to consider for purchase.
And Gary, you're on the helicopter side. And I see at the back there you've got a Bell 407, and right here, just off the shoulder of JP's left shoulder, there's, I understand, a Robbie 44 with only 10 hours on it.
Yes, thanks, Cecil. That's correct. We're here with our partners, Bell Helicopter, and who we've been in a relationship with for 34 years, both as an independent representative and a service centre, a CSF. And we're showcasing the Bell 407 GXI here, which is brand new. It was delivered to the customer a couple of months ago. And of course, as you mentioned, the new R44. We wanted to bring the best products that we could to the show in the support of AERO SA this year.
And Agnes, over to you.
Thank you, Ethel. We're very, very proud of the display that we put together for the show this year. As you know, every year we try and put out everything that we do represent. Our partnership with Bell Helicopters is very important to us, and we're thrilled to be sharing our stand with them once again, as is our partnership with Robinson. The 1900 market's a market that we're very, very active in, not only in sales, but also in leasing. So we're thrilled to be here. Thank you very much indeed.
As always, at AERO South Africa, it is fantastic to see Comet Aviation representing Rotax engines. And of course, the Rotax engine is just phenomenal. I mean, most light sport aircraft in the entire world use Rotax power. And if I just look around me, there's plenty of examples of the Rotax. But I'm speaking to Niren here, and I want Niren to explain the engine right there that he's standing with, the latest from Rotax being the 916IS.
Thank you, Ethel, and thank you to viewers. So what we have here is the Rotax 916IS. It's a evolution of the popular Rotax 915IS. It produces a 160 horsepower for takeoff. What they've essentially done is remap the software to create a completely different engine. The performance all the way up to the cruise range as well as the takeoff is completely different to the 915. The engine has mated itself so well to the Sling TSI that is behind us. It's made it a phenomenal aircraft. It's led to development of aircraft like the VL3 from Europe, which is a super high performance aeroplane. And Rotax, these engines have been so successful so far. We have the very popular Ventura from ICP Aircraft, which is represented by Savannah, Africa. This aircraft is a four-seater aeroplane. It's a very utilitarian aircraft with stall capability. It's used extensively by conservancy organizations all over Africa, where the engine and the aircraft are operated in extremely harsh conditions. They're proving to be absolutely reliable. A number of them have already reached TBO in those applications. Rotax, as you know, have always been really great at innovating these new modern engines, and they will continue in the future to bring us these fantastic engines that actually drive the development of all these new modern aeroplanes.
We're here speaking to Savannah Aircraft, who've come up all the way from the Eastern Cape, and behind them is this beautiful Ventura with a Rotax 915IS motor. Now tell me a little bit about Savannah Aircraft and the future of the new aircraft being this Ventura.
Well, as the market might know, and as you know, Ethel, the company was started by the late John Waterson in around 2006, thereabouts. And he did a sterling job in getting the market traction for the Savannah, working with the conservation societies. And his work has grown year by year, and then through the COVID years when we were producing around about 8, Jeff?
Yeah, 8 COVID years.
8 aircraft in the COVID times to producing just in a good year 15. We're growing slowly, we're growing organically. Then my partner Dave Pridlew bought the business from the Waterson estate. So after Dave bought the business, we bought in the first Ventura around about 2018. That aircraft has now got 1,000 hours of service in the field. She's spent time also in the conservation space. We now have 10 Venturas spread around the world, predominantly in Africa. This is the first South African-owned, privately owned Ventura. A lot of effort went into her. And we're proud to say that the number of Ventura orders are starting to pick up now. And the new things coming forward, which I'm going to hand over to Jeff now, is the launch, which will be in February, of the new Savannah SR, which is the upgrade to the Savannah.
Yes, thanks, Mark. So the Savannah SR will be replacing the Savannah S. to start building on the 150 plus Savannahs we got in the continent at the moment. The new SR is just an evolution of the S and will be a little bit faster. We've got a few aerodynamic modifications to it, a new wider cabin and a new bigger firewall, which will allow us to install some larger Rotax engines into the Savannah SR in the future.
And we're now with Aeronautical Aviation, and we're speaking to Clinton. Clinton, what is it been like for you at the show this year?
Well, I mean, yesterday was a good day for us. Pretty much the show paid for itself yesterday already, so we can't complain from that perspective. But we get a wide variety of people through the show, and it's something that I enjoy, is from people that used to be in aviation that aren't in it anymore, right up to people that are only getting into aviation at this point. So we get a good, wide, diverse group of people coming through here.
Now, you recently did an ex-SAF boss book.
Yes.
Wow, what a job. To keep it authentic and still modernize it. What was that like?
That was fun. That's the easiest way to say it. It was an absolute ball to do that job. You know, the brief from the customer was to keep the Warbird, to keep her looking old. Even though we had to make new instrument panels for that airplane, we had to weather them. We had to. It was a design challenge, but when we were finished with her, when the power's off, she looks original. When the power's on, she's a mix of original and a mix of new technology.
And Clinton, you know, the challenge of taking an aircraft with old avionics and throwing all that heavy stuff that's basically extinct. You can't get spares for it anymore. And modernizing it with what's on the screen right there behind you. As you said, that's a Cessna 210 panel.
Yes.
Quite a challenge.
It is. It is. You know, primarily the machines that we're working on now have been in the market for the last 40 years. There've been hundreds of technicians behind those panels over the years. There's been adjustments, changes, modifications. So, you know, we're at the point now with technology where we take it all out. Every single installation is different. There's not one that is exactly the same. There's always something on an airplane that is completely different that you've never seen before, and we take it all out, completely rewire them, completely rebuild them, and ultimately bring them up to today's standard. I mean, what is an airplane? An airplane is an engine, a bunch of sheet metal, and avionics. The engine's the same engine that was being put into them 40 years ago. It's this that brings the airplane into the modern age.
We're speaking to Mike here from AIFA, all the way up from Oudtshoorn and George, which is and they have three bases actually for their training school. And Mike, what made you come to this exhibition? Because AIFA hasn't been at Aero before.
We made a decision within AIFA, amongst the heads of department, to give this a go and see what we can get out of this, advertise ourselves and put ourselves into this market as well. We are known for doing flight training to Chinese students, but we also have private students, mostly trained in George, our second base, and then we have another base on Oudtshoorn, like you said. So we're running the three bases. And there's always a need to do flight training and get your foot into somebody's door or onto the doorstep of somebody to show and see that there is a good capability in Beaufort West to do the training. So we saw this as a very good opportunity. It is not a training exhibition. We realize that, but we are using this as a stepping stone to get closer to all the bigger corporates to also do their training.
Mike, I remember all those years ago when these Cessna 172s came into South Africa. They landed up actually at Absolute Aviation.
Correct, yes.
And I think, how many were there? 10, 12 of them?
I think there was about 12 of them, Ethel, if I'm not mistaken.
And they were absolutely brand new out the box. And
It was so lovely to see brand new aeroplanes come into this country. And of course, I know for a fact that you've had the engines overhauled many, many times. And I know that APCO on this airfield do all your engine overhauls. But I'm sure by now you've had some new engines go in.
Yeah, some of the aircraft, we obviously fly the engines to their maximum because we do a lot of flying. Our engines, some of the engines have been replaced in the years, not since I've been now at AIFA, but we really have a very good maintenance part looking after our aircraft. The changes to our aircraft are mostly inside the cockpit. We're going the Garmin way, the Garmin 500s, Garmin 1000s, and then we align the training with an airline viewpoint. We look at what airlines need and we train accordingly.
And you've had a lot of Chinese students come through you. The Chinese students that come in are all exceptionally qualified. I understand they all have bachelor's degrees already before they actually come to South Africa.
Ethel, that is true. When they're in China, they start and they show interest in aviation. From around about grade 8, they start getting training in aviation. They get regular classes, they write exams, and then just before school, the exams really get to the higher level. So that after school, they go into an aviation college. Then they only get elected for a specific airline. So they go through selection boards pre-leaving school, after leaving school. So when they arrive here, they can speak English to a certain level, and they have a certain level of knowledge in terms of aviation. We don't need to train them from the beginning. For instance, we don't even train them at PPL level. We start straight with training at CPL level because of their aviation background. And that takes a lot of time out of the training period that they need to be in South Africa. It's wonderful to be here. It really is wonderful looking at all these smart aircraft and systems people use in aviation, the refueling systems. There's the most on the market Garmins, which you need to look at because today it's new, tomorrow it's old. And you need to keep updated. Now, it's wonderful. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you guys, and you are most welcome to visit us.
Kelly, it's lovely to speak to you here at the AERO South Africa show here at Wonderboom. And can you tell me a bit more about what your business is all about?
So we are Project Sky. We are at the AERO show in partnership with SkyTime South Africa, and we rent out diesel engine Cessna 172s to pilots building hours. So the diesel powered aircraft is a versatile aircraft, and it has so much to offer to pilots building hours.
Okay, so this is the Teelet engine here?
Yes.
Okay, and why is it coloured in Breitling colours?
So it's been like this for a couple of years. We got the aircraft in the Breitling colours, and because it just attracted so much attention, we decided to keep it this colour. And I mean, she's the star of the fleet. You can't miss her. And every time everyone sees this aircraft, they know that it's got the diesel power.
And how does one go about becoming a member of the group?
So easy as finding us on social media or our websites, skytime.co.za or projectsky.co.za. We all work together. The diesel family is a really special one. And you can find us on these platforms and reach out to us. It's as simple as getting a diesel endorsement, and after that, with a little bit of training, you can fly these aircraft. They are amazing aircraft to do long haul flights on, and just the power is unlike any other.
And they're of course super economical.
Super economical.
So it's always good to be here, and we do like the AERO SA show because it's very focused on general aviation and our sort of market. So we find it very relevant to where we're aiming our business. And so we're always enjoying being here, and I think it's a good show again this year. But yeah, having the Cessna Caravan here, of course, is always awesome. This is as you know, the baby van. We've brought 3 new ones into the country in the last year. So yeah, it's really great to be able to showcase these products to the aviation public.
And of course, you were very involved in the recent Zimbabwe Air Rally.
Yeah, I mean, the baby van really is. I mean, the Zim Rally was a great event. Also great for us to showcase the products and in fact, the 3 customers who bought their new baby vans, the 208s, all 3 of them brought the aircraft and we flew around, which was great. And yes, it's a great machine, and certainly the customers who have bought them are using them as personal machines. Family machines, and with the layout, the size, the performance, is really a fantastic aircraft for Africa and beyond, really.
I know you've got the maintenance organization up in Maun, and that's mainly to look after the Botswana fleet. But of course you've got caravans and other jets and pistons from all over Southern Africa that come to your Lanseria maintenance facility, Mike?
Correct, yeah. So we obviously got multiple country licenses and a large number of aircraft onto our operation specification, so we can attract that kind of aircraft into the region. Recently, we've also acquired a company in Namibia, so we're also trying to grow that database and that business in Namibia. We believe that will be quite a nice draw card. We trying to get more aircraft onto our operation specification there and get countries authorized to be able to work there, to be able to grow that. So yeah, we're going to be able to mix and match aircraft and draw people to that facility as well as to our Lanseria facility.
Well, I think the Panthera it really is a great aeroplane, as you said, and as we spoke about earlier with one of our customers. It really is a great machine. It's a 200-knot aircraft. It can take 4 passengers, 1,100 miles, got retractable gear. It's got the latest equipment at the moment. They're only delivering the non-certified type, but that's coming to an end. As of next year, I'll be delivering the type certified Panthera, which has the G1000. There's a few modifications they've done, but really it's a super aircraft. It can run on MOGAS and AVGAS. It's got a 260 horsepower motor, really a great performer, great payload, very sleek, very comfortable. So yeah, we're very excited about it. I mean, we've got one in Bloemfontein. We believe we're going to have another one here in a couple of months of the non-certified. And we got a lot of interest in the type certified one as well.
And it's got a trailing link undercarriage. I mean, that's a fantastic feature on that category of aircraft.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, for that level of aircraft to have that, and it just shows the detail that's gone, into that product and all the Pipistrel products. You can just look at them, you can see how well they finished and how well they're designed. They come from a sort of a glider type background, so they're really high performance, very slippery, very very aerodynamic aircraft, which is part of the performance.
Peter, what's your impression of the show so far, and how are you doing at the show?
It looks a little bit better than last year, and there's more people here today than yesterday. Luckily, the wind's lower, so it's a little bit more comfortable. We've had some really interesting people coming past from quite a wide variety of people within aviation. There's a lot of students. I can't believe how many people are learning to fly right now. Young kids, and also young kids doing technical courses for AMEs, etc. And they're all interested in our stuff. We're showing our Canadian lightweight avionics from Slovenia. And on this side, we've got certified transponders and comms with ADSB out from Germany, from the companies Funk and TQ Aviation. And this is our portable, which we deliver to air forces around the world, and air traffic control for backup. It's our signature product, I think.
We're speaking to the two gentlemen from ForeFlight, and a ForeFlight is, of course, a Boeing company.
So this is ForeFlight Mobile. So we make apps for pilots that do pre-flight, in-flight, and post-flight connectivity. So that way you can do all your pre-flight planning. We actually added coverage in recently for South Africa. So we've got the South African VFR chart as well as digital VFR information for South Africa directly on the map. We support VFR and IFR flight plan filing as well. So you can do it all from a single application. So we do work with a variety of avionics panels. So Garmin, Avidyne, Dehn, etc. And that's for installed and portable avionics as well.
Yeah, it's the third time here in South Africa and we really enjoy it, and we are also making plans for the next year.
To Andrea from Aviation Direct and David from Eisenschmidt in Germany. And you're co-exhibiting, which is great to see, because Andrea, you carry a lot of the VFR maps that have been designed by Eisenschmidt.
Yes, it's basically because, well, the background is that we worked with Chairperson many years ago on those special rules charts for Joburg, Cape Town and Durban, and they stopped producing them in 2011, and a couple of years ago we got together with Eisenschmidt, who were also on this show, and we thought, okay, Eisenschmidt is one of the oldest map producers in Germany. I said, well, that's a good idea. Maybe we can do the special rules charts with them. And that's how we got started. And they've been the most professional company. We worked together with them. They obviously, I had the local knowledge, the local database of everything. They had all the technical knowledge. And we produced these beautiful Johannesburg special rules charts and the beautiful Cape Town special rules charts. And here we are. And people should use them when they're flying in this area, in this very complicated airspace. Because you've only got small corridors to fly through, because you've got airspaces left, right, and center, and you need to have all the reporting points, you need to find your way through. Similar in Cape Town, we worked also with ATC in Cape Town with all the flying schools to get all the proper information, and we produced this beautiful Cape Town chart as well. And as I said, thanks to Eisenschmidt, we can now bring them in.
Now, David,
yes,
these maps, are they also available electronically, digitally electronically?
Yes, they are indeed, actually. So our idea was to publish them physically as well as digitally, so that everybody has a chance to access them to the most convenient, or in the most convenient way, basically. Yes.
That's through other apps.
Yeah, including other apps. Yeah.
Thank you.
ITOO Special Risks, we're a leading specialist liability insurer, so we focus on your various liability products across South Africa and also into Africa. We write on the license of Hollard, so we do have quite a good presence up into the Eastern African regions too, focusing on cyber, commercial crime, kidnap and ransom, various policies like that. And then we also have a few asset products actually, which would be art insurance, we have classic cars, and then we have been running with our drone product for the past 6 years now, and Capano is actually our expert drone underwriter in that department. And recently we've decided to join the aviation community on the insurer space. So this is our first AERO SA event that we are actually attending now. And we thought it would be good to come into the market, have a brand awareness type chalet, if I can put it that way. So the marketing material is still fresh. You can actually still smell it. But yes, so we are on the same plate to the likes of Santam and Nature now, and providing general aviation coverage, also commercial and charter. And then if Capano on the drone side, what do we focus on majority of the times?
I think, as you've mentioned, we've been focusing on drones for the past 6 years. We've steadily grown the insurance part of the drone side. So we regard ourselves as the #1 drone insurance in South Africa itself, specifically concentrating on comprehensive cover and in transit from a drone. So we cover you in operation on the ground and at a static perspective, and also offer you liability insurance for your drone needs.
It's nice to be able to speak to poolies again. Are you enjoying being in South Africa so far?
Yeah, no, it's been a great time. Seen lots of people, seen lots of animals, even got to
meet other people, other companies. So yeah, no, it's been very good.
And your stand here, have you had a lot of people come through?
Yeah, we've had a fair few people come through. Just really browsing, looking at the stuff we brought out here. It's all manufactured by ourselves or produced by ourselves.
And of course, your equipment is available in various shops like Wings and Things, am I right?
Yeah, we supply Wings and Things. We supply the pilot and planes also. So yeah, it's available in South Africa to buy.
Speaking to Jason and Chloe, and they from Plain and Simple Detailing.
Well, thank you for having us, and hello to everybody. Here at Plain and Simple, we are looking to bring in-depth cleaning to aviation, something called detailing. Detailing is the comprehensive, in-depth cleaning of getting the places that conventional washers don't. You know, undercarriages, the cabin, the cockpit as well, avionics, something that things that are looked past on a daily basis, and as well as the exterior of the aircraft. You know, we always focus on the mechanics of an aircraft, yet we tend to forget that aerodynamics play a huge part in performance and in the smoothness of a flight. And so what we essentially do is we come in, we are a mobile detailing company, so we come to you, we assess your aircraft, we liaise with our client, we see what is most cost effective for them and for us as well. And what we do is we come in and we bring the aircraft back to life. We do 3-stage polishing, which is essentially removing any oxidization on the paint, any old paint, faded paint, dust, water, anything that is settled on the aircraft that can essentially, you know, affect its aerodynamics. We remove that, and then we come through with a finishing polish and we treat the paint and we get out your aircraft looking as if it rolled off the floor for the first time. All of our products that we use are aviation approved, so there's nothing that we're going to apply that's ever going to affect the paint, vinyl. If you've just had your aircraft resprayed or the upholstery redone, we have the specialities and the chemicals and the knowledge to assist you on that front, and, you know, look after your aircraft and keep every flight cleaner than the next. So it's pretty plain and simple, but yeah, we never miss a spot, and we leave your aircraft looking better than ever. That's pretty much about it. I mean, we have a team that can, you know, access every job. We like to do it as quick as possible because we obviously know that aircrafts are, you know, they're up and down 24/7. So, you know, we'd just like to make it easier for the pilots and easier for companies that deal with us.
Colin, it's lovely to see Wings and Things. Tell me, how has it been for Wings and Things at this show in 24?
The first day was, we had a reasonable day, which I thought was quite good for a first day. Second day was a bit slow. I was a bit disappointed, but then again, I think the wind chased a lot of people away. But overall, I think we've had a good show. Made some new contacts with some new drone schools or remote schools that are training students that didn't know we existed, and supplied to them various products that they require. So we've made some good contacts in general over the last few days, yes.
And your relationship with Poolies, who also on the show, It's always been exciting, hasn't it?
Very much so. They're coming out with some new products, especially for the South African market with the manuals and things. But we're getting more and more of their products bringing in, which are more relevant to our market. The kneeboards, which we didn't really push before, are starting to come in and showing interest in the shops as well. The headsets, good quality headsets, which we've starting to push as well, which is also an exciting product for our market.
And of course, you've moved your main shop operation to Grand Central. How's that working out for you?
That's been good. I don't think we lost as much business as I thought we would by the moving from Lanseria to Grand Central. We've had a lot of people that we had at Lanseria's customers still coming through to Grand Central now. And we've, in fact, surprisingly, we've had people hiring cars from the flying into Lanseria that drive through to Grand Central to come and see us. They know that we've moved there, but they still want to buy from us. So they're actually hiring cars at Lanseria and driving through to see us at Grand Central.
It's great to see DJA here and Pilot Insure. And you're sharing a stand this year, which is also very interesting. How's the show been for you?
Hi Ethel, thank you. It's very nice being here. AERO SA 2024. We're very privileged to be able to be here. The show has been absolutely phenomenal. The crowds are big and everyone is roaring with excitement. It's been a great show so far for DJA. What do you think, David?
Yeah, I tend to agree, Werner. Thank you very much. Yeah, man, it's been a privilege having to share a stand with you this year. Last year we were right next door to each other, but we ended up speaking to the same clients all the time. So we thought this year that we'd share resources and pool resources and share time together here under one of these snow-capped gazebos, which has been awesome.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to seeing a whole lot more people and being able to deliver value to the people coming to the AERO show. I think it's been it's really a great thing for all general aviators to come and attend, learn more about the market and know what's on offer.
Yeah.
And of course, even though they are interrupting this video, it's good to hear the aircraft taking off down the runway.
Safe flying is always appreciated on our end, so it's good to hear the aircraft flying. Lots of demo flights going on as well, I hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool.
So we're talking to Sling Aircraft here at AERO South Africa 2024. And they've brought a Sling TSI, it's the one that they're right there with them. And the one in the background is a Sling 2. Sling 2 is used a lot in flying schools for training. But tell us a little bit more about this gorgeous Sling TSI.
Brought our beautiful ZU Lox. She is a brand new out of the box Sling 4 TSI, beautiful airplane, well paint schemed. It is our premium 4-seater, low wing 4-seater. This plane has a custom paint job to our client specifications as well as custom avionics. It's got a beautiful 915 Rotax with the Air Master prop in it. And it's the perfect 4-seater cross-country plane for a private owner.
Out of all the TSIs that we've built, this must be one of the prettiest machines. It has got the Aston Martin green, which we all love. For those of you that love cars and planes, I think it's a nice combination. From all our flying with it, it seems to be quite a quick machine as well. So we're very happy with the build on this one.
And tell me a little bit about the Sling 2, the one behind you, especially where it's used in training.
So the one behind us it's actually the same owner. So he's been nice enough to lend us both of these machines for the air show. This is their personal trainer. So this is for their family themselves. It's based here at Blue Chip in Wonderboom. And he just uses it to do renewals and training for his family. So it's actually quite a nice combo that they've got their own personal trainer and their own TSI.
And I know for a fact that Sling South Africa is delivering, is it 5 or 6 Sling 2s to Sling in America every single month?
Well, at the moment we're trying to get about 4 out, so that's the goal, but we're looking to get to about 6. That's the plan sort of at the end of this year. We are ramping up our production as much as possible, but so far we're very happy with how we're getting out our TSIs and our Sling 2s at the moment.
And how's the high wing doing?
Yeah, update on the high wing from our side. We delivered our first tricycle and our first tail dragger. Beautiful airplanes. Production is coming along very nicely. The planes fly beautifully. They draw a lot of attention. It's been a long time in the running, and I'm very excited to pump out the next 4 in around 2 to 3 months.
Darren, it's great to see your company here, Fuelco, with this amazing piece of equipment, which of course is refueling Jet A, but I'm sure you can do, you can also do avgas as well.
That is correct. We're able to do Jet A1 avgas, not just for the aviation industry, for other industries as well. So the tank that we have behind us here is a 10,400 litre tank, suitable for Jet A1 and avgas. The system that we have put together is a system for small to medium aircraft. It does multiple functions. We are able to receive fuel from road tankers. We're able to circulate the fuel inside of our bulk tank, as well as direct to aircraft refueling. The system also has the capability of drawing samples before and after filtration, as well as draw sample from your road tanker before receiving your fuel.
That's incredible. All in one combined unit like this. What does it weigh?
The system that you see here is about 4.5 tons empty, and it's a plug-and-play solution. So as you see it over here, this is how it would be delivered to your site. And the only thing that we really require from the customer side is the electrical connection and any sort of ground preparation that needs to be done. We do tanks from 1,000 to 68,000 litres in the aviation series.
Tell me about the show. How's this show, Aero South Africa, been for your company to be on show?
It is our first year here, and the response has been absolutely amazing. I do believe that we'll be here next year again, and we look forward to seeing everything, seeing everyone back here again, and just growing this business, growing this whole entire show to a bigger thing.
You know, you said earlier that it's a great solution for small to medium airport.
You know, if you look at a lot of our smaller airfields around South Africa, it's been dilapidated over the years. You know, it hasn't been looked after. And we now, with this big drive, we're trying to get in with these airfields and trying to upgrade their systems and get their solutions up and running. I mean, just to make it easier. We've got so many airfields out there that run out of fuel, you know, and then it becomes a nightmare with bowsers and drums, and becomes a spillage problem, it becomes a contamination problem, and we're trying to eliminate that.